Hello Group 1, welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. Let's take a look at your message. So this reading will be all about what you're absolutely made to do. What is your super gift when it comes to profession, work, or even just as a hobby or a side project, a side business? What aspect of you can you use that your soul would just love and feel like it's flourishing in this existence? So as your main deck, you chose the Night Waite Tarot, Michelle Night Waite Tarot. So let's just start taking out some cards for you to look into the first aspect of your reading. Okay, so you got the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Five of Wands. So if you have any doubt, or even maybe if you have any plans to keep your gift or your side business, what it is that your soul would just love to do, if you have any plans to just keep it small, keep it slow, keep it maybe even just as a daydream without anything really happening with it, because maybe you've just surrendered or you can't see a way how that would work out in your physical reality, you will get a major shock for how these events will take place, because it's very obvious that the events that will take place are shaped in a way to make sure that your gift, and I see it mainly as a gift actually, for it to exist in a big way in your life, because there's major creative energies surrounding this, but also the ability to turn this into something that makes you money, that makes you a salary. And another aspect of why you could not even have like made the first step, or made some steps but then backed away, it could have to do with the competition in the market, that there could be a lot of people doing what it is that you would love to do, or that have embodied the same gift as you have, and you could have gotten a little bit lost in the various results these people have gotten, that some might have gotten a lot of success, and then some others are just like in the first step and just standing there and taking all of the steps in the first step, like there's no momentum. And that could have confused you, because you're not meant to compare yourself to anyone else. The way you will exhibit your gift, there is not actually a manual for you how to do it by looking at how others have adapted their ability or gift, or how they've like what specific steps they've taken to make sure that it happens. This gift of yours has a process of its own, and how it wants to be developed, and how it will manifest itself in your physical reality. That if you keep comparing yourself to others, or trying to do it the way others have, Like that's actually like a concept of success. If you ask most people, they're like, I studied what other people did, and then I just perfected it, or I put my own touch on it. But for you, it's like you should drop that. No comparison, just honor the path they have taken, no matter their results, and focus on the energy surrounding your process, okay? Because the force of creation is the main aspect of your gift. And part of that force of creation actually has to do with trying something many times, hopefully without interpreting the do-overs and the trying again as failures. That has just been part of a process that needed to be manifested for this gift to get to know itself. Let's just see what astrological influences have an impact on this situation. Okay, so we got Aquarius and Sagittarius. So this could be a big like visionary thing, what you're doing. That's why you're being highly advised to just focus on you, and more important, focus on the energy surrounding your process. Get to know them. Don't focus on other people or comparing you. And we also have the black hole. So the black hole isn't part of like a birth chart or anything like that. But the way black hole is coming through here, it is to tell you that there is a unity, a unification of many aspects and many areas that surround your gift, and they all have to come into existence in the same space for this thing to actually manifest in your physical reality. And I also see this becoming your main job, your profession, even if it would start off as a hobby, because with the black hole, this is supposed to take like all of your life and focus it. It doesn't mean that it will like take over your life in a way that there's nothing else than your job or than your profession. No, but it will unify your life, meaning it will give your life a direction and a sense of purpose that will stabilize actually every aspect of your being and existence. So your gift is a super important part of your path. You're supposed to manifest this, and to be honest, it's not a straight path for you. It's not like you will try it once and then there will be immediate success. And maybe you should completely block out those stories that you hear on podcasts or YouTube, or, you know, manifestation masters that were like, yeah, as soon as I aligned my chakras and my energetic frequencies were on point, like I immediately got everything that I want. And, you know, maybe that was the case for them, but I would also like to ask them, what does immediately mean? What is the time aspect of it? You know, everything is so subjective. So the way that you can interpret the way they talk, the words they use, it doesn't mean that they are being deceptive, but we all use descriptive words very subjectively. But you're being also with a black hole and Aquarius, be focused on your definitions, on your process, on your energies, and learning how to decipher them, and try as much as possible to actually block out like success stories, because the way that this will go about for you, it isn't a straight path. It isn't immediate success, because that is not over here with the black hole also, that is not how your gift wants to manifest itself. Your gift wants to manifest itself through experience, through errors, through setbacks, not because that is enjoyable, but because that builds muscles for your gift. That also gives me the impression that your gift will affect a lot of people. For you to have that relationship with a big group of people, you need to know what it feels like to not have an immediate success, an overnight success, if that is even exists. There is like the people that will be affected by you and your gift, they need to know that you are relatable. And if you would have the type of success that was immediate and overnight, you would lose that connection with them. If you would ever use those types of terminology or concepts, they would be like, nah, this is not the space for me. There is a huge imprint on your experience that has to do with you being relatable, that will make other people want to be in your space and where you're trying to create things. So we got the ancestral realm, karmic release, healing the lineage, boundaries. You could be actually a group that has a couple of do-overs, trying again and again about like 5 times, but you could also be a group that actually try out like 5 different gifts of yours. That could also be an aspect in this group why there could be like what is experienced as setbacks. It's because you could have believed in a gift that you have a lot and wanted to invest in it, and you did that, and then things didn't go or turn out the way that you wanted it to, or even that you knew was possible for that gift to handle or to express. And then you tried another gift. So you could be a person that actually have a lot of gifts to tap into, a lot of different aspects of your gift, even that when you express different aspects of your gift, you almost get like different results in various ways. But please understand that why your gift is expressing itself in that way, or why your gifts keep like taking turns in expressing themselves, it is because of how all-encompassing the effect will be when this gift materializes here on earth. And we have card number 41 with self-discipline. So we have 2 number 5s, and on the bottom of the deck we have double 8 with abundance. So abundance is actually the underlying energies that is driving these events forward towards a main goal that you have. But the self-discipline, together with the karmic release and healing the lineage and boundaries, it is telling you that you actually need to be very cool about this, and be very cool about setbacks and errors. And I know I sound like a jerk for saying that, like, be cool when you fail. But what is coming for you is that it actually doesn't mean anything. The failures isn't an indication of the potential that your gift have. The failures or setbacks are actually part of your gift building muscles by gaining specific types of experiences that will actually benefit you when it comes to the relationship you will have with other people when they benefit from sharing the same space as you. So you need to be self-disciplined when it comes to your thoughts, also to the boundaries you set around what entertainment you take in, or what people you listen to that you could admire. They most likely do not have the same, they're not walking the same path as you are. So be a bit cautious and be also a bit skeptic, not that they are being deceptive, but skeptic in understanding that, oh, maybe we're using words a little bit different here, you know? Let's see what effect this gift will have on your life. We've seen like things come through as all-encompassing, but let's see. We have partnership, joining forces with business partners for win-win cooperation. Prioritize your connection. Same type of energy there. And we have savings. You always need to put something off for a bad day. Create savings for the future. So one thing is coming through. We also have on the bottom of the deck independence. Don't depend on others. And then we have partnership there. That's actually very, very interesting because it talks about a shift of, I will give you one example that is actually coming through as a specific example for some of you. The independence means being, what's the word in English? It's a like super easy word. Being employed by someone, but then actually breaking free from that, creating your own independence, not depending on others to pay out your salary, and then be open to the possibility of partnerships that will benefit you. But I actually see the partnership coming in a little bit further down the road, where when you've already experienced how it is to run your own business, how it is to be the boss of your gift. And also a very important aspect is for you to be able to decide how to express your gift without other people's opinions or trying to micromanage that or putting in a little bit too much of a business mind into it. At least in the beginning, you need to be very creative in how you deal with your gift, and your gift needs to be in your own hands. And then the way that you put your gift out there needs to be very connected to your center. So I see your partnership coming in a little bit further down the road. But one of the first things to happen with savings and this piggy bank is that there will most probably be a period when this thing takes off, where it is very wise of you to look through your savings and your spendings to see how much you can actually save, because there could be a period coming in the beginning phase of this where it takes off in such a way that it actually requires a lot of your time, that you need to put your focus on it. But maybe in the first phase it's not really paying off financially in a sustainable way, but you see the potential it has, that it's picking up momentum more and more, and you know that if you just put in the hours, everything will be evened out, even in your salary. So for that period, you could use some backup when it comes to money. Okay, we got the Page of Wands. This is just like passion project, but also like very adventurous type of energy where things could pop up and show themselves to you out of nowhere to make sure that this happens. And there's like 7 cards that flipped out, but I will only take the one on top, and that is the Queen of Wands. So we have the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands. This also speaks actually about popularity, that your gift will be something that other people will be just loving. And don't forget that the main reason why they will love it is because of how relatable you will be, and because of the characteristics you have to make people feel seen by seeing you. Like they will see you and be able to see themselves. So even though you will be popular and successful, look at the Queen of Wands being underneath the King of Pentacles, just like screaming success over here. Just always like try to ground that. Even like with the fiery energy coming through with the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands, like fire still exists on earth. So just like keep yourself grounded, because that will be your main recipe for success. Like as long as people can identify with you, that is how your success will grow. We got Strength and the Magician. The Star, yeah. This is like a life purpose, meaningful life coming through here. And usually when that happens, you know, the path hasn't been just straight and easy. And we have the King of Swords. You know, there are actually timings coming through that when it comes to the where you will see the first aspect of this come into reality could very much be around summertime in 2025. But things will already take off, or like in Aquarius season of 2025, and you actually got Aquarius here also with Sagittarius. So we're speaking about the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025, where things will start to take off, but you will see the results most likely around summertime in 2025, or whenever you're watching this, because this is a timeless reading. We're speaking about 2 months from now. Up until like 2 months from now is where things will start to take off, and up until like 8-10 months away, that is when things will really start to happen for you. Okay, so we got teaching, you inspire young people to learn. This can actually also mean like you could still be young and watching this reading, but be very, very mature and old soul. And that is why your teaching, that could also mean the way that you inspire people, the way that you affect people, will be very wise, will be in one of a kind way. Because you are like you stepped into this life already with so much knowledge and wisdom that just needed to get used to this reality and to know how to grow in this reality. And we also have school. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. So that is very interesting. We have teaching and school. So for some of you, a crucial part of your success will be to train or exercise or learn one specific thing that is connected to your gift, so that your gift doesn't just stay as part of an idea or a dream, but actually be able to materialize. There could be a course you need to take, something that you need to train in doing that is practical, that will be the outlet for your gift to be able to take shape and to become part of reality also. But you know, for some of you, you will also create courses. People will come to you to be taught and then to become teachers themselves. But like the ground base energies for these two cards, they're talking about mainly that you will have an effect, an impact on other people through your gift. And that will come back to you as part of your life purpose, the path that you want to take on. But with the King of Swords, like rushing towards the star, that is telling me how this will be part of your future in a way that you can plan for it to stay, and that the plans that you make will be based on your gift. But you will be popular, you will be able to plan to keep this, to have this, and what to do with this in the future aspect of your life. But yeah, you will be popular and have an effect on other people, and that is why they will come to you. They will feel drawn to you because they can relate to you. Okay, group 1, I will end your reading here. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. So as your main deck, you chose the Grand Lux Tarot, and this reading will be about, you know, your super gift, what it is that you're absolutely made for when it comes to profession or side business, side project that would just let your soul flourish in this existence. So let's get into your message and see the baseline energies. Okay, so the card that flipped out is the Six of Swords. We have the Page of Swords and the World. And underneath the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so let's see. So the first thing that comes through about your gift is that it's not static in any way. It will never just stay one thing or even in one place. This is a gift that actually has the ability to reach out far and to give you new experiences or even new beginnings, but stemming from your gift all of the time. So this is a gift that can take you in many different directions, that you could start off in one direction and then you just see how things will grow and expand and take you in another direction, but that direction won't be like a setback. It will just be like part of an expansion, but it can still be like a U-turn. Like, I hope I'm making sense, because I see this gift have a lot of potential for momentum, a lot of potential for movement. So you could actually, when this gift gets activated or comes into fruition, this could start give you a lot of energy in your feet to move around, not wanting to be 2 years down the road where you were when this gift started to manifest itself in your reality. But this could also be like, even if this doesn't mean that you will move, what this is speaking about generally for everyone in this group, it is the ability this gift has to take you far and take you almost, maybe this sounds like a bit too extraordinary or too big, but this gift could take you like to every corner of the world when it comes to how far it can spread. And because of the sword and world type of energy, this is speaking about like internet. No matter how you would like to express your gift, internet will be the main thing that will help this grow and also help this reach every corner of the world. Let's see what astrological influences are impacting this situation. So let's see. Okay, so we have Jupiter with expansion, we have Aries, and we have Aquarius. You know, with Aquarius and Aries coming through, it just tells me that this will keep growing, this will take you in place, like the air will just ignite and reignite the fire until it becomes like just bigger and bigger, and it can take down forests and cities. Jupiter, it's like ever expanding. I don't know how to tell you this other than what I've already said, because the astrological influences are also just supporting your message of expansion. But you know what? There's a deeper message here, that the ability your gift has to expand is actually a true and pure mirror of the ability you've had to expand. Meaning, the way you started your life is most probably not how your life looks like right now. You could have been in misery, in pain, and then transformed all of that, integrated all of that, and where you could be right now with the Page of Swords is actually in a new state of beginning, where you're just completely fresh and new on the inside when it comes to how you talk to yourself, the goals you set up, the way that you approach your dreams could be in a brand new way. That brand new way is part of the expansion of your experience here on earth. Your gift will be a reflection of that. Like, you will be able to see yourself in how much your gift can expand. And we have Anunnaki light codes, energetic shift, new information, end of a cycle. You know, you have most likely already or will very soon end an old cycle of the way that you've been dealing with yourself, and you will heal it because you're moving already forward toward a new beginning that is a reflection of the old work that you've put into yourself. Because what is also coming through with Anunnaki and the World card, it's like this gift, the way that it responds to you and how you have dealt with life and yourself, it's like it has what's the word I'm looking for? Cultivated the Midas touch. That's very interesting. I'm also getting something about your voice. Your voice will be heard in some way, and that could be like the initial spark, the initial way how people will find you or gather around you, or like find you on the internet, because the internet is like a main thing here. It will be by something you use your voice for that will have like an immediate effect on people. And that is where you will start to see this Midas touch. But that is just like the initial step, how things will start going, how things will start moving for you. Because that's not the only thing. Again, there's like an expansion where you have an extreme big will that you can do whatever you want with your will. You can will whatever you will. That also speaks about the big responsibility that comes to this, also with Midas touch, that you could actually need to check yourself from time to time, just to make sure that the fire isn't getting out of control, the passion or the ambition isn't getting out of control, that it's not turning against you to burn you. Because that type of quality, like the Midas touch and everlasting expansion, very lucky energies also with Jupiter, when you experience that, there is also an experience of forward moving energies with ease, and that can be quite alluring, because that is an amazing experience to have. That feels like riding on a magic carpet, you know, that it just takes you places, like a whole new world, Aladdin, you know. But that expansive energy can also tire you quite physically. So just be aware that the fire isn't turned against you, that the ambition doesn't wear you out, because this is for the long haul, and you also need to sustain yourself and your physical body for the long haul. We have a happy ending with 93. Okay, that's great. Again, this came out when I said for the long haul, right? And happy ending. That is absolutely connected to that part of your message, that this is for the long haul. Again, why? Because how you started your life is not where you are right now, and is not where you're going. You could have experienced like extreme levels of constriction the first part of your life. No breathing, no room. Your creative forces, like the fire you had, was just put out all of the time. It could have been a little bit too much water in the beginning stage of your life by someone chaotic, someone that didn't check their emotions or the intensity of their emotions, and they just put everything on you and took out your fire that way. You could have taught how to be quiet. Then no wonder the first spark will be your voice. That is also to teach you the healing aspect of your gift, how you expressing your gift, experiencing your gift, will also heal you. So with the world, it speaks of a we have here also the end of a cycle. We have the world, we have happy ending. You're never going back to anything that you've put behind you. This gift of yours has the ability to transform your life in a way that you will just be moving forward and not look backwards, other than when you choose to. Of course, sometimes we do choose to look backwards because it can have a healing effect on us. But the way you will end this life, it's not the way you came into this life. Also, something that is coming through as a specific message is, especially for those of you who were born into a poor reality, that is also a shift that you will experience. You know, part of your gift is to help you see and experience how life can actually have endings, you know, deaths, so that new things can be born. You could have experienced cycles in your life for maybe like 10-year cycles. And during those 10-year cycles, you believed that they were part of your reality and that they were there to stay. And then they ended in a shocking way, in a disruptive way, but they ended like death ends things. But then there's a new cycle that started. and new births of things. That is part of your journey to experience that. How things end for other things to begin for you. And as it looks like in those energies here on the table, you are already on your way there. You have already done the expansive work on your inside so that you are ready for the beginning, a new beginning. We have wisdom, use your best judgment with the Anunnaki Midas touch. Yeah, a lot of responsibility comes with this. But you can, like, no problem for you, right? You have insights. You know what it means when you react to certain things. You also know what it means when your body reacts to certain things. You know how to listen to that, and you know how to give your body what it needs for the right amount of time that it needs. And we have foresight. Pay attention to things that are important to ensure wealth. Be far-sighted and alert. And we have the owl, that is a nocturnal animal that has the ability to see things in darkness. Look at here, underneath the deck, you have gift. You will discover new talents that will lead to new opportunities. Use opportunities that arise. Listen, what this is talking about is to start paying attention and start being alert, because there could be some, like, for our eyesight, how we understand things, they could be super small signs, whispers. If you blink, you miss it. That type of things happening right now that are guiding you, but also in almost like a dream-like way, communicating with you about the future. You're almost having like prophetic inklings, prophetic communication with life. For some reason, life wants you to already now know where you're headed, where you're going, by this type of communication coming through for you. But there's also another message that you are actually able to see and understand where this is taking you, where your gift is taking you. And to believe in that. And there are things right now happening that are confirming this to you, asking of you to believe it. Now, you got the Six of Wands, guys, and did you see how it just flipped out and wanted to be part of your reading? Like, it was super important for the Six of Wands to be part of your reading. And that also speaks about success, recognition, and you have that underneath the Midas touch. So you're being also here encouraged to look into how you can make some smart investments, how you can use your money to support you even further by allowing money to make money. Like, let your money make babies. You could be guided towards that right now, or have like some clue about how to do this. Then look into this further. And we have the Six of Pentacles. You know, there is truly abundance here for you. through this gift. It's like your gift is a true believer in abundance, in the true nature of existence, and it wants to exhibit that. It wants to express that. One way it wants to express that and experience that is through succeeding or a victory. And at least once it wants to experience it in a big way, like a world type of way, every corner of the world type of way. We have the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Swords underneath the Page of Swords. You know, an opportunity is coming in quite soon for you. So be on the lookout, because it looks like life is already communicating with you about an opportunity that will arise. And it can come in like a female shape or female energy. So this is asking of you to be able to receive. The being able to receive is the first step, because then you will be asked to take action. The action will be directly connected with this first thing of you using your voice in a way. Judgment. I'm just getting with Judgment, like there's no turning back. Like once you raise your voice or do a recording or speak in some way that is directed by these energies here, like first receive, then take action towards the using your voice, there's no turning back. But again, with Judgment, it is also talking about a new beginning. Something will end, the end of a cycle, and then a new beginning that will lead to a happy ending for you. We have the Three of Pentacles. You know, if this is a profession you will turn this into, you will become a pro in this. You will be sought after because of how much you will know, the level of your knowledge, that people will either want to partner up with you or learn from you in the way that you deal with your gift, but also the effect your gift has had. They will want to almost like walk in your footsteps. We have career change. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. And we have light and love. Your purpose is to bring divine healing, light and love to this world. So the emphasis is on the word world. That if you have the possibility to move, I think actually you will do that. And when the possibilities are shown to you on how to take the steps to make this thing expand and grow to either every corner of the world or to big parts of it, it's like the lighthouse here, like you will be seen from far away. People will like need to see you, need to hear you. That's why this first step here with your voice will have such a great effect on them, that effect will have the judgment effect on your life, that it will be like a new spark, a restart. You know, even if this thing is something that will affect other people with light and love, and that they will have the need, like when they are out on the big scary ocean, in the big scary ocean, and feel lost, and they will look to you, the lighthouse, the light, and that will help them. Even that, if that is an aspect of your gift, the effect it will have on other people, I still see it mainly have an effect on your life first. And maybe that is a very important aspect of the path you're walking, that you need that experience. You need to have this benefit you first, being there for you first, so that you can trust it to stay. And then this is something that you can offer others also. But there's something about female, feminine energy coming in as part of showing you the way where you will be asked to receive. Then you will be asked to take a step, take an action, and be open to use the internet in various ways to help this grow and to connect. There's something about connection also through the internet. Okay, group 2, I will end your reading here. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope this was helpful, and I also hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, group 3. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. As your main deck, you chose the Illuminati Tarot, and this reading will be about what you're absolutely made to do. What is it that your soul would flourish in doing when it comes to profession, or also like side business or side project, but something that you would like to experience. So let's take a look and see what the first part of your message is. We have the Hermit, the King of Swords, and the Four of Wands. And underneath the deck we have the Lovers, let's also take a look and see what astrological influences are impacting this situation. Okay, so we got Earth, we got Leo, and Scorpio. So with Earth, this is speaking about learning, like going to school to learn something or relearn something. With the Scorpio, like 8th house energies, we have like death and rebirth, a lot of experience. And then there is Leo coming through with popularity and gifts being peaked to be just on point. You know, your gift has most likely been part of your life for a long time. It is cemented within you, and you are also very well experienced when it comes to your gift. But I also am getting the impression by your gift that it has been like a two-edged sword. It hasn't always been easy for you to have this gift. It hasn't always been easy for you to have your gift as part of your life. You have tried to turn your gift into a stable aspect of your everyday life. And your gift could have been a little bit too like not wanting to be put in one place or to be, it's almost like a teenager that wants to do things exactly the way that it wants to do things. You know, this gift, no matter how it is expressing itself, in the bottom of it, like the foundation of the vibration it has, it is actually deeply spiritual. And I don't care, like, if your gift is to become a model and to be physically beautiful, the baseline of that gift will also be spiritual. If your gift is to be an online gamer, the baseline of that will also be spiritual. Your gift is, even if it is spiritual, it could actually not take physical expression as something spiritual. That is what I'm trying to say with those two examples of modeling and being an online gamer. And that is also the energies that is coming through with it being a teenager. Like, don't tell me what to do, don't tell me how to show up. Your gift is actually very, very strong and a superpower that needs to have its own way of expressing itself without being confined. Because when it is allowed to do that, that is when it will give you the things that you need when it comes to stability and having it be, what's the word? I can't think of the exact word, but I'll just use reliable instead. So it will be stable, it will be reliable for you, but not before it is free to express itself exactly as it wants to. There is also soon, most likely soon, a decision you will have to make concerning your gift. That decision could have to do with allowing your gift to soar freely. So it could be you listening to it, connecting to it, and then trusting it. There's something about a decision soon needs to be made that carries these types of energy. Because, you know, like when someone hears that your gift is very spiritual, they might think that that means that you should become a spiritual teacher or a guru, and they're like, nah, that's not my thing. And for this group, I would actually be surprised if there are many here that are like, yes, I want to become a teacher, because it's like your spirituality wants to be expressed in a whole new way, in a way that could almost like shock the spiritual community, or not be the standard way of how spirituality is expressed. We have sacred inner space, sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality. But your gift has a lot to do with connection, connecting. And there is also a lot of beauty coming through. I'm surprised that like Venus didn't show up here. But there's a lot of beauty combined with connection for your gift. It wants to be expressed by being beautiful, but that could also mean being seen, being admired, being dealt with in a tender way. And that, like, honestly, for some of you, that means that you will be almost put on a pedestal, but not in a cold, lonely way, but that people will react to your gift with tenderness. They will understand what it is, and they will respond accordingly to it. We have 61, self-love. Yeah, you know, one of the main steps for you to take that could very much be connected to this decision that you will soon make, it has to do with you just allowing your gift to be exactly what it is, so that it feels completely accepted. Like, this is a teenager that almost needs to move away from home and not have a parent, and that is how it will grow and flourish. Like, for other teenagers, that would be the worst thing that could happen. But there's something about the energies for your gift that is need. Like, you just need to almost release control and just fill it with a lot of acceptance. Let it express itself the way that it wants, because it will come back to you and take care of you. That is what I'm getting. 4 of Wands, self-love. It will come back to you to take care of you. 61 is also a 7, which is a highly spiritual number. You got public face. Follow your heart, become who you want to be, earn a reputation. It's okay to be yourself. Maybe you felt a bit limited by other people's expectations, or maybe you belong to a community that has certain expectations on how you should express your gift and what to do with it. And you're like, but I would love to become an Instagram model, an influencer, an online gamer, something like that, you know? And you're being asked to, like, those are of course just some examples that I'm giving, but I hope that you can take the underlying energies surrounding these examples. But you know, with public face, I'm also getting this pedestal type of thing, that I think you want to be seen and admired, gain some sort of recognition, and that is part of the process, the evolution of your gift, that when it has gained your acceptance, it will want to turn outside and gain the acceptance of the outer world, and it will get it. There is something about popularity, public face, reputation, but that will only happen. The starting point of it will be when you just accept your gift for exactly what it is, and more importantly, accept the way that it wants to express itself. Maybe you want to become an activist, but in some spiritual communities, you're not even supposed to be involved with worldly things, you know? Then follow your heart. As the card says, it's okay to be you. It's okay to go your own path. Break free from any community that could have served you in one phase of your life, but maybe now is actually hindering the true expression of your gift. Bright ideas. Have an innovative new inspiration. Test new ideas and break out fast. Take action on your ideas. I'm also getting like very specific example of comedy, stand-up comedy, something like that could also be a thing for some of you. But this is connected to the King of Swords, speaking of the decision or choice you will have to make soon, where you will need to take action on your idea, on your gift, by allowing it to steer the wheel, by allowing it to show you the way. But for that, you need to trust it, and trust that the way that it wants to express itself is actually the perfect way to do it. We have the High Priestess. Yeah, maybe some of you will want to become tarot readers, but like in another way than is mostly done on YouTube. Maybe you want to be like a fresh, beautiful, stand out with your looks. Maybe you are very beautiful. Maybe you have like beautiful hands, beautiful hair. There's something with the sacral chakra and the way that your gift wants to be expressed that has to do with beauty, being seen, but also being in a way modern about it. Like me, I don't show my face on my channel, but maybe if this is for you, like this very specific example of becoming a tarot reader, maybe you will be like the most beautiful one, like you will give of yourself and you will be generous about yourself and show your face and always look on top, and that will just help you feel so, expansive in a way. But beauty, beauty is also a way the effect you have on people, that people will want to like almost take care of you to make sure that your tenderness and your beauty doesn't change. So whatever that means for you, beauty, that could also be like how skilled you will be, the way that you will present your gift, the way you will present it will be beautiful. Safeguard the aspect of your gift that is connected to beauty, in whatever way beauty wants to be expressed by your gift. The Seven of Pentacles, Death, Six of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. You need to block out other people's opinions or expectations of you. We have the Page of Cups. You could be like just, also with the sacred inner space and the Page of Cups, like you could be the sweetest soul. That connections mean so much to you, that you listen to them and every opinion they have, and you take it in. You could have a lot of, your heart could be just so big, and you could have a lot of beautiful emotions connected to other people, and you could give them a lot of space. But by doing that, you could also be minimizing your own space. But that actually stems from just such a beautiful place within you. But then there's no wonder that your gift is showing up like a teenager wanting to move from home and knowing that that will be the best thing for it, because that type of beauty, of having that type of way of dealing with others and the connections you have, that usually needs to be met with some opposite energy of like maybe being a little bit rebellious or stop listening to other people. And that is why also death is coming through a lot, because you will transform by giving your gift the permission to run the stage, run the course, sit in the front seat of the car. That will transform you, who you are. Maybe you're so tender towards others that when they feel threatened by your beauty, no matter what it is about you that you consider to be beautiful, you give it to them instead. If they're like, oh my God, you're so good at this, and then you'll be like, oh, but you know, you are so good at this and this and this and this. Like, you give it to them, and that's not a bad thing. It's not that you should stop doing that, because that is the Page of Cups living through you. That is such an endearing part of you. But there is another aspect of your gift that is like, you know what, I want to be seen. I want to have a public face. That means that I need space. I need the cameras to be on me. And I also, most importantly, I need to do this my way. Not other people's expectations or some community's expectations. I'm changing, and I will get rid of some aspects of me that are allowing other people's opinions to dictate how my gift should be expressed. And I will not do that towards my gift. I won't allow others to do that, and I won't do it either. But there's a huge transformation that you will go through meanwhile as your gift is evolving, standing on the stage, starting the camera, pointing towards your face. Because we also have with the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands, that is speaking of, you know, pure success when it comes to the results that you would want to have from your gift. Could also be speaking about working from home. Like your base will be your home. When your gifts start to take shape in the physical reality, in the way that it wishes to, oh, sorry, I think I said Seven of Pentacles. This is actually the Six of Pentacles. Interesting that I saw the Seven of Pentacles. But yeah, so what I was talking about, I just noticed that while I was talking. Your gift, when it starts to express itself and take the shape that it just longs to take, it is there to stay and to show you the way on how to become your own individual, how to feel comfortable in being seen, even if that would threaten some other people or make them uncomfortable. Like, that's not how you're supposed to express yourself. Or, oh, you do this? I thought you were spiritual, you know. Your gift is like, is almost coming through like as your teacher to transform you by just taking you along the ride and just telling you, you know what? Just come and see what I can do for you. Okay, we have career change. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. So you could face some backlash if you're trying to actually change your career, like from family or friends or even your coworkers. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna become an Instagram model. And they're like, are you crazy? Like, that's not a salary. You won't get anything from that. Or, you know, just an example. But for some of you, that is exactly what you're going through right now, career change. But you're following your heart. You're allowing your gift to be this lighthouse that shows you the way, like that shows you the direction to go towards. And you just trust that your gift is taking you in the direction of joy and abundance. And we have, you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. So for most of you, you're already busy doing this. You're already busy examining, experiencing your gift, seeing how to do this in the way that will bring you most joy and abundance, but also doing it in a way where you will feel accepted by you, where you can express your self-love. So you could be right in the middle of this, planning, taking actions. And the message for you is that you are on the right path. Whatever it is you're doing, it's working. And that's great. That's awesome. Group 3, I will end your reading here. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye.